So let's move to today's agenda. In day 5, webinar agenda is customer refund configuration process, revenue recognition configuration and process, balance forward billing configuration and process, create automatic receipt, then aging method or bucket and testing. We will see the report on aging methods. Then we will create review customer account details. We will review the customer account details, the process behind that, and then we will create accounting entries and transfer to GL. So in day 5 we have got these agendas. So let us move to the next slide. As per business requirement, the business user can refund overpayment or credit customer balance in application as needed. This is the customer refund, and as per the business requirement, the contract with the customer stipulates that the billing should occur every 3 months, while revenue recognition should occur monthly. So in the billing, the receivables will be generated after 3 months, that is the requirement, and the revenue will be recognized monthly basis. To how to configure that particular part, we will see in the application. And balance forward billing, as per the business requirement, consolidated billing to be generated on monthly basis towards weekly service bills, right? So whatever the service bills are there on weekly basis generated should be consolidated and create a one single bill to be provided to the customer, right? So that is the requirement of the business user or say client. So let us start with the first agenda of the webinar, that is customer refund and configuration process. So customer refund in the account receivable is a process of returning money that a company owes to its customer. This can happen when customer overpays or returns a product or cancels a service. Unlike an adjustment which credits the customer account balances, the refund returns the money that company owes to the customer directly to the customer. There are different ways to process the refund depending upon the company policies and terms it may has with its customer. For example, an Oracle communication BRM, that is billing and revenue management, you can create refund as refund item in the BRM database and then run the pin_refund utility to deposit the refund and close the refund items. So the customer refund configuration, first step is to set minimum amount in system option, then set approval limit for business user, and third step is to create receivable activities for refund and provide GL account, right? So let us first go with the configurations. What are the configurations? Let us navigate to the application now. I am logging with the user credential. So I have logged in with the user credential. let us quickly navigate to setting and action, setup and maintenance, and navigate to manage receivable system options, right? So that is in the setup as financial as my selected scope, and select receivables out here, manage receivable system options. Let us select our business unit, that is BISP Solutions Inc, Miami. Search and edit the same, and out here we will set limits, right? So let us go to the cash processing. Here we are, minimum refund amount limit, right? So that is, I given a $2, right? So that is my ledger currency is in USD, right? So that is the minimum. It should be $2. More than $2 it will process. If it is less than $2, then it will not process. That is the minimum refund amount, right? So that is the minimum refund amount. And let me, okay then, and save and close. So I have already provided. So what is the next step? Set approval limit for business user, right? So that is the set approval limit for business user. For that I have to log in with another user. This user can't give himself a limit of that, right? So that's why I have to log in with another user. Let's log in with another user. Let us log in with another user. From setting and action, setup and maintenance, from search, global search page. So I will search with approval limits. Search with that, manage approval limits. This is the task name. And I will search with the approval username. So let me query with that. So let us query with that as Suman.Shah. Search. Here we are. Say OK. So here we are. So credit memo refund out here. That minimum amount should be 1. Right, so and maximum amount he can refund is up to $500, right? So that is the user defined. I can define the business user wise refund amount, minimum and maximum amount limits. So that I have already defined out here. So let's save and close and log out from here, right? So we will log in with that user credential now. The third step is to create receivable activity for refund, right? So that is the third step. Just log in with that user credential. Let me navigate to setting and action. Again, navigate to setup and maintenance. Select it as setup as financials, and again moving to receivables, right? So select the receivables, and here the manage receivable activities, right? select the receivable activities. Let me use the saved search option. So I have already defined out here the refund, right? So that is the customer refund. Edit that. I have provided the business unit name, the name of the activity, that is customer refund, and description. I activated that and type as refund, right? So I had to select that refund, and I had to provide the activity GL code. So what will be the GL code? So you can see the refund is my account, right? That is the GL code. Say OK, save and close, right? So that is the activity. So we have done with that. Whatever the setups are required, we are done with that. Now we will, for test case, we will create a one transaction with $9,500, and then we will create a receipt for $10,000 and apply 9,500 to it and leaving 500 unapplied. We will remit 9,500 to the bank and perform refund of 500. Finally, the system will generate a payment request in accounts payable, right? So let us navigate to the account receivables. So I am using my favorite. I can navigate from here, from navigator. Let me navigate from here, from the navigator, receivable, and to the billing work area. Let us create one transaction. Let me say ABC. Search with that. Let's take this EPADS group. Just hold on. Here we are. Is not taking EPADS. Search with that. There we are. Right. So let us create a one transaction, that is, say, service, and quantity I am, say, providing the memo line. So quantity as 1, and say, as per test case, we'll create a $9,500, right? So let us create that. As per test case, we will create $9,500 invoice with that, invoice transaction invoice, and let us complete and close. Let's save that. We will get the transaction number. Here we are. The transaction number is 74767, and let us complete and close. So this is the transaction number. Say OK. Now let us navigate to the receipt workbench. That is, from task panel, I will create receipt. So I will create a one receipt, that is, selecting the transfer, taking a receipt number as 7221, right? So that is the 7221, and I will create a entered amount as $10,000, right? So as per our case, we will take a $10,000 and we will search with the customer name, that is EPADS group. Here we are. Select the site and save and submit and apply manually. And let us add open receivables, search with that. Here we are, add and done. So the due is now, there is no due, and unapplied amount is $500, right? So let's save that. Since my status is cleared, it is a transfer, it is a cleared, I can apply from action. I can apply for issue refund, right? So if it is a check, then I have to remit that. The remittance I have to do. Then only I will able to, from the actions, I can issue refund, right? So that is the, since it is a transfer, it is directly transferred to my bank, so it's a bank transfer, right? So that is, I have taken that case. And issue refund, let's select that issue refund. So here we are, the refund and the customer site, select the customer site and the method, right? So that's why I use electronic as my method, payment method. That is a bank account. And delivery challenge, I don't use that delivery challenge. You can put the remittance message, refund of excess amount paid, right? Say OK. So the refund has been generated, so this refund, right? So let us save and close. Now navigate to the payables work area. I can use the navigator and go to the payables, go to the invoice. Let's select that. So here you can see there is a one amount of $500, the refund amount, right? So that is a payment request. Request type is payment request, right? So and the party, and then it has become a party, right? So party group. Let us, it's already validated. Let us pay in full. Select that. Select my payment process profile. So this is my profile and submit the same. So payment has been done. So this way you can refund the amount, excess amount received, or if any amount, if the money, so if overpaid amount is returned by this way, or in product, if any product is cancelled, then we can use this functionality, right? So that is the refund process. Now moving to the second agenda of the webinar, revenue recognition, configuration and process. So let us navigate to that. So revenue recognition and process. The revenue recognition in the account receivable involves changing the way of a company recognize the revenue from its account. This can involve to timings and estimation of uncollected account or accounting for discounts. There are two ways to handle the contract scenarios: deferred receivables or deferred revenue. Right. So first step is for configuration is setup is auto accounting rules. So that is the first setup. Let us navigate. From setting and action, setup and maintenance, auto accounting, manage auto accounting rule. Select my business unit, that is BISP Solutions Inc Miami. So here you can see the receivable account, revenue account, and there is unbilled revenue receivables and unearned revenue. So since I have loaded my chart of account using rapid implementation, the 7 accounts get loaded in that. So I have already defined out here. So if you scroll down, so these are the accounts I have defined out there. So let me select out here. So account will be unearned will be 21140 and unbilled receivables will be 13070. Right. So let us create a one scenario of that. So let us move to the PPT. In the case, next setup is revenue scheduling rules. So let us navigate to that. Revenue scheduling. Revenue scheduling, manage revenue scheduling rules. I have already configured that. So let us select that, search with that. Okay, just hold on. Search with common. Common set. Search. Why it is not coming? Just hold on. Search with the BISP. Just hold on. So let us create a one revenue scheduling. So create. So select that as common set. Say 3 month 3-month receivables, right? Receivable, scheduling, right? So that is the 3 months revenue scheduling. I'm giving the name, and out here I will provide daily rates, all period, daily revenue, partial period, and fixed schedule or variable schedule. So I will pick a fixed schedule right now, and as per use case, that is the 3 months, right? So that is the use case. As per use case, I will select the 3 months. So let me select that as you can change the percentage out here, say 50, 30 or 20. It should be 100, total should be 100, right? So whatever the percentage you can manage out here, you can have a 75, 10, 15 and 10, you can define in that particular manner. So it depends, right? So let us take as first period will be 75, then it will be 15, then it will be 10, right? So it will be 100, right? So let's select that and say done. So we have created a 3-month scheduling, right? So that is the 3-month scheduling we have created. Save and close. Now let us create a transaction in the transactional work area. So in that our case, it will be a deferred receivables, that unbilled receivable account will be debited and revenue account will be credited. In every month, unbilled receivable will be recognized, and at the end of the 3rd month, the receivables will be get debited and unbilled receivables will be get credited, and the month of actual customer billing, right? So that will be the entries. So let us navigate for that. Since we had taken the deferred receivables, and in the case of deferred revenue, the receivables account will be debited and unearned revenue account will be credited. Every month it will be unearned revenue will be there, and unearned revenue will be debited and revenue will be recognized at the end of the 3rd month if the case will be. So as per our use case, then we had to deferred receivables, sorry. So let us navigate to the application and create a transaction. Right, so let us navigate. So let us navigate from the navigator. So let us go to the billing work area. From the task panel, create transaction. So let us select, if I select invoice rule in advance, it is used for deferred revenue. In case of arrears, it will be used for deferred billing, right? So I will select the in arrears, right? So let us build to name, say EPADS group. Search with that, say OK. EPADS, search with that, select that, select the site, right? So let us provide a amount, say service, quantity 1, I say 10,000, right? So let us, $10,000 is my amount, and let us, after providing the amount, I should select revenue scheduling, right? So let us select the revenue scheduling out here. That is, let me search with that what rules we have created. 3-month scheduling, search with that. Here we are, 3-month scheduling. Say okay. Right, so let us create the same and save the same. So you have added the invoice rule and revenue scheduling rules to the transaction. The accounting date has been reset to 31/10/23, right? So that is the last date, and let us complete and close. Now through ESS page, that is, the invoice has been, transaction has been generated. Now we will navigate to the ESS page. So let us navigate from the navigator, navigate to the tools. Out here, schedule processes, schedule new process. Let us run a one process, one job, that is recognize, I say recognize, just click that, enter that. Just hold on. Here we are. The recognize. Select that. So this job generates the revenue distribution record for invoice and credit memo that used in invoicing and revenue scheduling rules, right? So we have what we have defined out there, that is 75, 15 and 10, right? So let me see that, run that particular job. So detail, the business unit is out here, right? So the business unit is, let us submit the same. Refresh that. Still running. Log is generated. It's generating. It's still running. Status. It should succeed. Let us review the log, the output file. Go with the HTML. So you can see out here the revenue recognition program execution report. Out here, the receivables 10,000 and so as the revenue, right? So revenue and unbilled receivables, right? So let us navigate to that billing area. From here I am using the shortcut transactional. Manage transaction. I am using the save search option. So let us so this is the invoice. Yes. So in areas, and I will go and account in draft, view accounting. So you can see the on 31st the August month, the first it takes 75%, right? So 7,500, and next month it takes 15%, that is 1,500, and unbilled receivables and credit as revenue, right? And in the third month, so in the third month the receivable with the 10,000 and the revenue recognized is 1,000, and unbilled receivables of 9,000 is credited, right? So that is how the recognition works out here in the application. So you can view the accounting. You can view the T accounting out here also. So these accounting are taking from, these accounts are taking from auto accounting rules, right? So auto accounting rules where we have defined the accounting codes, right? So that is the auto accounting rules it is taking from the account codes, right? So let us navigate to the next agenda of the webinar, that is balance forward billing configuration and process. So let us navigate to the PPT. So balance forward billing and configurations. So balance forward billing is a method of consolidating the opening transaction belonging to the customer account or customer site into a single bill that you send on regular basis instead of sending a separate invoice for each individual transaction, right? So that is the, you can say balance forwarding, BFB, or consolidated billing, right? So to generate the balance forward billing for a customer, you need to define a balance forward billing cycle, define balance forward billing payment terms, then set up a customer profile class for balance forward billing, and then assign the profile to the customer account, right? So that is the steps we have to configure. So this is the configuration, that is 4-step configuration is there. So first navigation will be navigation, setup and action, setup, financial, customer billing, and manage balance forward billing cycle. That is the first task we had to complete. So let us navigate to the application. So done. Let us navigate to the setup and maintenance. Financials. If I scroll down, customer billing, balance forward billing. That is the first task we have to do. So I have already defined the balance forward billing. So I have provided the name BFB monthly cycle and description as BFB monthly cycle, and the frequency is monthly and repeat every month, right? So, and it will be the last day of a month. I am selecting the last day of a month. It will generate a consolidated invoice, right? So that is the first step we have to define, that is billing cycle, right? So we have to define the billing cycle. So frequency can be daily, monthly and weekly. So I have selected monthly, right? So let us first task we have to perform. Save and close. Now manage receivable payment terms, right? So next step is manage receivable payment terms. So let me select as BFB, search with that. Here we are. So BFB net 10 I have provided. So out here I have given the payment term set as common set and provided the name and the description. Out here I have provided the invoice amount as my discount basis and installment option as including the tax and freight in the first installment. And out here I have provided the billing cycle, right? So that I have assigned that, but what I have created in the previous task, right? So that is the BFB monthly cycle, and out here I have provided the days within the 10 days. And discount I will not provide. If you provide, if the business requirement is for providing a discount out of that, then you can provide the discount percentage out here, right? So days and the percentage. Say save and close. What is the next step? Then create customer profile class for BFB, right? So let us create customer profile class. Customer profile area, manage receivable customer profile classes. Select the same. Let me search with my profile class. I have already saved search that particular profile class. Here we are. So the profile name is BFB customer profile and the description is BFB customer details and status is active. I provided the collector name, and out here the balance forward billing I have enabled, and the billing level and what level you want, at the site level or the account level. I have provided in the account level, and the billing type is detail, right? So it will be a detailed billing. And the payment terms, I have provided the payment terms, that is BFB net 10 days, right? So that is the term I have provided, right? So, and then after providing the profile class, then I have save and close. then assign this profile class to the customer account. Right, so done with that. Let us manage customer, or you can create a one customer. So I have created a one customer as info. So this is the info business. So this is the info business. Let me search with that. Copy, search with that info business, search. In the account level we have provided, right? So out here, go to the profile history and through the action, correct record, I have provided the profile, right? So search with that profile. So let me delete that. So this is the profile, search with that. Here we are. So in the account level, you can see the enabled, account level, detailed, and the payment terms, right? So that is how the profile get populated with the profile class, right? So in the account, we have provided the profile class. Now go to the site and the profile history. So same out here. So same is reflected out here. So action, correct. If I correct that, select that, search with that, delete this profile history, search with that, provide the same out here. It will be auto populated out here in the first instance, right? So that is how the things get populated out here. And save and close. So we will create a 2-3 transaction with a customer, that is Info Business World Inc, right? So that is the customer. Let us create 2-3 transactions. So create transaction. So let me create a transaction with info. Let me that info inc, tab out, and out here I will provide description as service, right? So say say $1,500, $1,500, and say complete and close. This is the transaction number. Let us duplicate the same. Manage transactions. Let me save search. Here we are. Select that. Action, duplicate. So create 2-3 transactions with that, so you can understand how to BFP works, consolidation works, right? So let us create only 2 transactions, complete and close. right? So that is 73755 is the another transaction, right? So that is the transaction number. Let us search with bill to say search with this, select OK, search. Here we are. So two transactions we have created, right? That is 73744 and 73775. That is the transaction number. Now we want to create a consolidated bill of this transaction. So for that we have to run one job from ESS page. So let us navigate to schedule process. Under tools, schedule new process. Let us create a schedule new process. The process name is balance forward. Balance forward bills, right? So here we are. So balance forward bills, create balance forward bills, confirm, so for that purpose, so generate bill. So let us take as a draft bill, output say yes, and billing cycle. So select the billing cycle, that is BFB monthly, and provide the currency as USD. If you have multiple customers, then you can provide a specific customer to customer. Since we have only one customer right now, so we can provide the customer name out here, right? So let us provide that. Search with that. Search. Right. Select that. And to customer, I will provide the same, right? Select that. Search that. Search that. Say OK. Right, so if you have a payment terms, you can provide the payment terms also. It is not mandatory, right? So submit the same. Let us refresh. Let's get quickly succeeded. So draft bill has been scheduled. Let's create one more. So confirm balance forward billing. So these job processes you have to run, right? So print the detail, then you have to run this particular bill, right? So we have run the draft mode. Let us create the draft mode. So accept the draft balance, and the process ID will be out here. Here we are. So final, select that and submit the same. Let us run the same. Now schedule new process. Print detail balance forward bill, right? Select that, say OK. right? Select that process ID and submit the same. Let us refresh that, and status should be succeeded. There we are. So here we are. So it's not coming, right? Bill number has been generated. Okay. Just hold on. Okay, just hold on. This is the report, right? HTML. So why it is not generating? Ideally it should generate. The process is same, right? So that is the process is same. It should generate $3,000 one invoice of that. So that is how the things are performed or tasks are performed in the application. So it should generate one invoice out here. Let me check it out with that. Generated. Yeah, so it is not generated. By out here they should be generated. Let's move to the next agenda, that is create automatic receipt. Let us navigate to receipt work area. From here I will navigate to the receipt work area in receivables, account receivables. Out here create automatic receipt. So automatic receipt is Oracle Receivable has automatic receipt feature that allows you to automatically generate receipt for customer with whom you have predefined agreements. These agreements let you collect the payments on time by transferring funds from customer bank account to your on receipt of maturity date. To submit the automatic receipt creation process, you need to navigate to the right. So receipt batches, so you can create out here. So let us create. So I have receipt method is EFT. So that is the, let us navigate to the method. I should tell you that method, receipt class and method, right? So that is the receipt class and method. From setting and action, setup and maintenance, navigate, say receipt, class, receipt classes and methods, manage receipt class and methods. So select the automatic, search with that. So I have used this method, so edit that while creating the EFT automatic, the creation method is automatic, the remittance is standard, and the clearance method is by automatic clearing, right? So that is the must. And right, so I have defined the same out here, and automatic process. In automatic process, receipt inherit the transaction number, right? So and maturity date to the latest, and default receipt template, and one per invoice receipt should create, or per customer, right? So you can define out here the number of receipt rules, right? So handle, and the customer payment method is I have selected as bank account or credit card. So that is the automatic transfer. So remittance account out here, select, and I have provided my business unit out here. So let me have here. So this is my business unit. I have provided the minimum receipt amount should be 1, and these are the GL account codes, right? So that is the clearance date. I said 0, nothing out here, right? So save and close, right? So done with that. Let us give the certain criteria out here. Say transaction date, say 1st of January I am giving out here to the transaction date of today's date, right? So let us give the today's date itself, say August 31st, and out here I give the August 31st, right? So if you have a transaction number, you can provide that. If you have any specific customer, then you can provide that. Then you can have submit and approve, or submit, approve and format. Let us submit and that. So batch has been created. So let us re-navigate to the receipt work area. Out here you will see one batch. So no receipt has been generated, so that's why it is count is 0, right? So pending for approval is a 0, right? So nothing has fetched up till now, right? So we have to create receipt out of that. So let us delete that. So this is way you can create receipt, automatic receipt, right? So this is all about the receipt. And now moving to the aging method and bucket and testing. So what is the first step we had to do? So let us move to the PPT. So aging method, first step is to create aging buckets or aging methods. So in order to review or report on your open receivables, you can use aging bucket, which are time period. Receivable offers 4 buckets, aging buckets, which include 4 periods range from 999, negative 999 to 0 days, and past due 1 to 30 days, past due to 31 to 61 days, and due from 61 to 91 days, past due. When you review your customer account to create your collection report, you can specify the aging buckets and as on date, and receivable will then group the transaction and their amount in the appropriate days past due period. You have an option to define unlimited number of aging buckets, customize the aging buckets that receivable provides. Right, so second step is to create aging bucket. Right, so let us navigate to the manage aging methods. So let us navigate setup and maintenance, functional area, select collections. Right, so let us say collections. Here we are, aging methods. This is the task. So I have already provided the 4 aging buckets. Aging type is 4 aging buckets. Enable is yes, and provided the my RDS, that is BISP customer RDS, that is the bucket I have provided, and out here the method. Right, so that is the, as we have discussed, right, so this is minus 992 current period. Right, so that will be the current period, and first past due will be 1 to 7, that is past due 1 to 7, and second past due is 8 to 15, that is past due from 8 to 15. Then third past due is 16 to 30th. Right, so that is the past due 16 to 30th, and fourth past due is 31st to 999. Right, so that is above 31st to above. Right, so that is the past due. Let us save the same, save and close. So we have provided the aging method. Now what is the next? Provide the job role of collection manager and provide the data access with the security context as business unit. Right, that is a very mandated one. If you don't provide, you will not able to view the business unit in the report. Right, so that is, I have already provided this user with that particular role and provided the business unit. Let us navigate to data access set. Data access. Data access for users. Okay, just data access for users. Manage data access for users. Let me search with that user and provide the role as what is the role? Collections manager. Search with that. Here we are, the collection manager with the security context as business unit. Right, so that is BISP INC Miami, and then run the LDAP job. Right, so I have already provided that and run that particular job. Let us navigate to the ESS page. that is under the tools, scheduled process, schedule new process, and run a process name called four aging buckets. Let's say 4. The report name is collections aging 4 bucket report, right? So select that. So it identifies the customer open transaction information using the 4 buckets aging method, right? So select that, say OK. So select the business unit. If you not provided the role, you will not able to get that particular business unit, right? So collection manager role is very important for that. Ordered by customer, then say customer summary, then say this is my bucket, right? 4 bucket aging, and report format, say detail, show the open credit, age I am saying, and show receipt risk, say summarized, right? So let us submit the same. These parameters I have provided. Some of the parameters are mandatory. So mandatory parameters I have provided. Collection aging 4 bucket report is running. Let us refresh that. Let us view the report. So republished. Out here select the HTML. So here we are, the aging report, right? So that is the A4 aging summarized report, and their business unit is BISP Solution Miami, right? So that is the aging report, right? So the percentage of overall outstanding, right? So that is, it is providing. So how many days are there? That is 0 to 30, 30 to 31. So these are the report it is providing. So let us now move to next agenda, that is of webinar, is review customer account details. So let us, the 6th agenda of that is review customer account details. For that, in the receivable transaction, out here you can see customer account balances, review customer account details, right? So for that, first we had to run 2 processes in the schedule process from ESS page. Let us navigate to that. Let us navigate to ESS schedule processes, schedule new process, that is process receivables transaction. So process receivables transaction for customer account summaries. This is the first process we have to run. Say OK. Submit the same. Let's refresh that. Then we have to run another process, that is refresh receivable transaction for customers, right? Receivable transaction for customers. Refresh receivable transaction for customer account summaries, right? So this will populate the summary table after set of data is immigrated and corrected. Say OK. Submit that. So whatever the job is run out here, it is in instance level, right? So it's an instance level. This job, the details or customer details or receivable details in the instance level basis, right? So let us navigate to the transactional workbench, billing work area, sorry. From here, review customer account, select the business unit. I have already used the save search out here. Customer account, area. So out here you will see the activity out here, right? So the activities we have performed, the balances out here, right? So these are the open receivable balances, right? So the balances out here, we have created 2 transactions out here, right? So that is the open transactions. All, if I select all, you can view the transactions of all the details. If I select this one, so you can see the details out here, right? So this is how we can view the customer account details, right? So that is, and last of the agenda is create accounting entries and transfer to GL. Up till now we have not create accounting any invoices. Let us transfer the entries from subledger to GL. So for that, from the schedule process, we will run one process, that is create accounting, right? So we will create accounting. Create accounting. Let us create accounting, right? So create subledger journal entries. Select that, say OK. In the parameters, I will select subledger as my receivables, right? So that is my receivables. I will select and select my ledger, that is BISP US primary ledger, that is PL. And the process category, I am not defining any certain category, and the mode I am selecting as a final. And process all. Report summary I will select as detail. If I want to create any batch, I can provide the batch as, say, BISP 01 as my batch, or say August batch, BISP August 01. This is the batch, journal batch I am giving. submit the same, and it will take some time to create that. Let's run the process, refresh the scene. Posting to the journal. Execution report. We will wait for the execution report. Let us review the execution report. Create accounting execution report. So let us review the execution report out here. So HTML. So you can see there is no error out here. So this is the receivable subledger, and the accounting mode is final, right? So these are the entries. Right, so you can view the report. Total summary is out here. The summarized way, the adjustment is one only. The invoices, 20 invoices, 20 transactions has been created, event processed is 20, and receipt 13 transactions are been created and 15 are processed, right? So final general entry is 36, right? So let us navigate to general work area to review the process out there. Let me navigate to the general ledger. Let us navigate to the general accounting. Go to the journals. From the task panel, manage journals. We have provided the batch name, right? So let us provide the batch name. Search with that. Here we are. So let us open that journal and journal batch name. So these are the entries. So journals, and this is the receipt, right? So we are in the invoice. Select that. It will turn down to the transaction area, right? So if I want to view the transaction, I can select out here, and let me select the today's transaction. Let me select this one, right? So we have created a one transaction of 9,500, right? So first transaction, view the transaction out here, selecting that and view transaction. It will navigate to the transactional area in AR, right? So account receivables, that is the billing page you can see out here, right? So Similarly, in the receipt, so in the previous session we have created a cross currency receipt, right? So that is out here, it will get posted out there. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining today's webinar on AR related transaction process in Fusion application. That's it for today. Thank you.